We often assume that memory loss is a simple, biological consequence of getting older, a reality we accept as a byproduct of the clock. However, the brain often faces a specific, non-biological threat that accelerates this process, causing memory to erode far faster than age alone would suggest. Researchers at Rutgers University recently identified this catalyst in older Chinese Americans. Their study found that emotional stress, specifically the kind that is turned inward and silenced, is a primary driver of memory decline. By the end of this video, we will translate these findings into a 4-step, culturally sensitive plan to help you identify these hidden strains and protect your loved one's cognition. To understand this link, the research team utilized the PINE study. This dataset tracks over 1,500 older Chinese Americans living in the Chicago area, providing an unprecedented look at how lifestyle affects the aging brain. Step 1 is to audit for internalized stress. Unlike visible anxiety, this is the specific tendency to absorb and silence emotional burdens instead of processing them outwardly. The study tracked participants over 3 distinct waves and found a clear correlation. Feelings of deep hopelessness are a dominant variable that directly speeds up memory loss over time. Your first action item is to watch how your loved one reacts to hardship. Look for a pattern of passive absorption, where they take on stressful events without verbalizing or resolving them. In many aging immigrant populations, a stoic and quiet demeanor often masks this specific type of internal strain. Because the Rutgers study identifies these feelings as modifiable, addressing this silence directly targets a known medical risk factor for cognitive decline. Step 2 requires us to avoid the social butterfly trap. It is common for caregivers to believe that a busy social calendar and frequent neighborhood events automatically equate to mental well-being. The PINE study revealed a surprising disconnect. While neighborhood cohesion and community support are positive, they frequently fail to reach the individual's isolated internal mind. Community engagement won't stop memory loss if internal hopelessness remains untreated. Focus your energy on piercing the internal emotional barrier, rather than simply adding more social events to their intervention plan. Proximity to a community provides a sense of safety, but protecting the brain requires us to look past the social schedule and address internal realities. Step 3 is learning to bypass the model minority stereotype. This cultural pressure often forces older Asian Americans to project continuous resilience and health, even when struggling. This pressure is compounded by the hidden stressors of language barriers and the significant emotional toll of the immigration experience. Because of the stigma surrounding mental health, using clinical terms like depression or anxiety will likely trigger cultural defensiveness and end the conversation. Instead, use culturally responsive starters that acknowledge past resilience. I know things were very difficult when you moved here. How did you carry that burden? Adapting your vocabulary in this way respects cultural boundaries while allowing you to begin the work of cognitive protection. Step 4 is to implement culturally grounded interventions. Introduce 2 activities this week that serve as dedicated release valves for internalized stress. You might start with guided reminiscence therapy. By encouraging storytelling in their native language, you help them validate their history and process lingering emotional strain. Physical mindfulness, like Tai Chi, offers a familiar way to reduce stress through moving meditation, which is often more approachable than clinical therapy. Traditional arts, such as calligraphy, provide a focused and non-verbal way for the mind to process stress autonomously. You can also combat hopelessness by assigning tasks that provide a sense of agency. A structured tea ceremony, for example, gives the elder complete and visible autonomy over a calm ritual. Because the Rutgers research highlights that these internal feelings are modifiable, these practices serve as active interventions that help mitigate the biological erosion of memory. Your culturally sensitive cognitive protection plan is now complete. Audit for internalized stress, look past the social calendar, shift your vocabulary, and implement cultural activities. Preserving memory in aging immigrant populations depends on treating internal emotional wear and tear alongside biological health. Take action today. Use a culturally sensitive conversation starter with your loved one before the week is over. Acknowledging their unique cultural context and unseen emotional sacrifices provides the specific support necessary to preserve a healthy mind.
That's all for this explainer. Keep asking questions. And as always, stay curious.